Sheng Anran had just arrived at the engagement party. After showing the invitation, he entered the banquet hall carrying the prepared gifts. The banquet booked an entire floor of Jinling Hotel as the venue for the engagement banquet. It was decorated magnificently, with ribbons and balloons everywhere, and the guests who came and went were all wealthy or noble. Sheng Anran looked around and didn't see anyone she knew. Was it Sheng Anran, the person Xiao Zhe dumped and dropped out of school and had no news of since then? Fortunately, I didn't let Mr. Yu come with me, otherwise, I don't know what would have happened later. Let's settle this matter with Li Yue and leave. You don't know, she was cheated on by Li Yue, so she might be here to cause trouble. It's been 5 years, what's the problem? Do you hate her that much? And Ron, how did you get here? You've become so beautiful now, I don't even recognize you. Sheng Anran frowned and said without hesitation, "Of course I accepted the invitation. Your fiancé called me in the middle of the night and said if I didn't come, I'd look like I was hiding something. Sorry, I didn't know Li Yue did this and put you in a difficult position." Xiao Zhe obviously didn't expect this to happen. The fire in his eyes died down a little and he apologized even more. And ran, I actually don't love her, and I regret it so much all these years. Regret that. Ozzy! A melodious voice suddenly sounded, and the two of them turned their heads to the side at the same time and saw Li Yue coming over with her skirt raised. I wonder who Oz is talking to. And Ran, why did you come alone? Didn't you agree to bring your boyfriend? Li Yue calmly took Xiao Zhe's arm, as if asserting her sovereignty. Xiao Zhe frowned and tried to pull his hand out of Li Yue's. Boyfriend? Xiao Zhe in a white suit with his hair combed meticulously. He looked much more calm than the student-like appearance back then. He looked at her with confusion in his eyes. Boyfriend! A questioning voice came from behind Li Yue, and at the same time, a beautiful figure walked out. Yes, and Ran's boyfriend is the young master of Shengshi Group. We all met him last time. Oz, you won't forget him, right? She wants to be with the young master of Shengshi Group, she bragged without thinking. Sheng Anran, I don't know where this dropout woman hangs out. I think she only brings shame to my family. Sheng Anyao held her dress with a disgusted expression. She was wearing a Chanel haute couture dress. Her hair was carefully groomed and tied up behind her head. The diamond necklace on her neck was shining and very dazzling. Who else could it be if it wasn't Sheng Anyao? Isn't she the eldest daughter of the Sheng family? How could she know Sheng Anran so well? As soon as these words were spoken, there was an uproar all around. Their names are so similar. Are they siblings? I've never heard that the Sheng family has 2 daughters. Is this Anran an illegitimate child? Sheng Anran could tolerate other words, but the words about illegitimate daughter were clearly a distortion of right and wrong, and also touched upon a sad past in her heart. She clenched her fists and scolded coldly. Sheng Anyao, what qualifications do you have to blame me? Do you want me to tell you all the good things you have done? Not a single word of yours can change your own humiliation. Do you dare to say again that Mr. Yu is your boyfriend? Sheng Anyao's tone was cold and her attitude was very harsh. She didn't treat her as a sister at all. Why is Miss Sheng so aggressive? Anran just doesn't want us to worry. That's right, Anran. Let me explain to everyone that there is no misunderstanding that cannot be resolved. When she met Li Yue and Xiao Zhe outside, she made up such words out of desperation. Fortunately, Yunancheng cooperated at that time, but she never expected that Li Yue would bring up this matter at this moment, and Sheng Anya was also present. Sheng Anran clenched her handbag tightly, her face looking a little ugly. Why should my fiancé explain it to you? Yunancheng, why are you here? A deep male voice suddenly sounded, and Sheng Anran's shoulder was pulled into his arms by a hand that came across. Yunancheng put his arm around Sheng Anran's shoulders, looking calm. Sheng Anran looked up in surprise and saw Yunancheng's slightly cold profile. Under the reflection of the light from the crystal chandelier, his expression seemed particularly calm. What did you say? He is Yunancheng? Sheng Anyao looked unhappy and couldn't help asking for confirmation. The two of them had originally agreed to put on a joint play to make Sheng Anran look bad in front of everyone, but no one expected that Yunancheng would really come. Fiancé? Sheng Anyao's face froze. Sheng Anran was also stunned. She didn't expect Yunancheng to say such words in front of so many people. I've met Mr. Yu. It's really him. She really is Mr. Yu's girlfriend. Mr. Yu talked about his fiancée. Maybe she will be Mrs. Yu in the future. Does anyone remember that this is my engagement party? As soon as these words came out, there were more discussions around. Yes, how could she be someone else's fiancé? Mr. Yu, I have always liked you. You are my idol. Mr. Yu, can you add me to your contact information? I have a big business, but it is not convenient to talk about it here. Mr. Yu, do you still remember me? I am the person in charge of the Zhuxi project. We met 2 years ago. Master Yu, let's find an excuse to run away. I'm the one who caused you trouble today. Manager Sheng, do you know you are in trouble now? When you pretended to be my boyfriend, you didn't feel it was troublesome. Don't go in a hurry. I didn't expect you to actually be with Mr. Yu. I'm really happy for you. Come on, let's drink together as a goodbye. She couldn't drink much, so I replaced her. This is for us. It would not be appropriate for Mr. Yu to replace us. She's with me now. What's wrong with that? This was not a problem. Sheng Anran picked up the glass and drank it. It's just a glass of wine. What's the point of pushing it around? I'll just drink it. I hope we never meet again until we die. As she said that, she finished the glass. Never met until death? Too bad it didn't go your way. Why do I feel a little dizzy? Your tolerance for alcohol is still very poor. There's a private room upstairs. I will take you there to rest. No, I'll take her home. His face darkened, and he stepped forward, pulling the drunk Sheng Anran into his arms and staring coldly at Xiao Zhe. Sheng Anran was left lying in Yunnan Cheng's arms, holding a wine glass in her hand. Yunnan Cheng snatched the wine glass unhappily and threw it on the table beside him. He held her waist with one hand. There are many guest rooms. Let him rest here. Xiao Zhe felt uncomfortable and couldn't help but followed him for 2 steps, but was stopped by Yunnan Cheng. You really want him to stay here? Sheng Anran was already drunk. She fell completely into Yunnan Cheng's arms. Looking at the rosy face in his arms, Yunnan Cheng's anger dissipated a little. This attitude reveals something, and Yunnan Cheng glared at Xiao Zhe angrily. Does Mr. Chow have any plans? No, I'm just worried. Xiao Zhe hurriedly shook his head, as if he was afraid that Yunnan Cheng would vent his anger on him. Then we won't bother Mr. Chow. We'll leave first. Bastard! Xiao Zhe saw him pick her up and take her away from the party in front of everyone. After getting into the car, Yunnan Cheng calmed himself down. Yunnan Cheng looked back at Sheng Anran, who was lying beside him, drunk and unaware of this, and felt relieved for her. You usually look quite smart, but why are you not on guard at all at a time like this? 1. Hot. So hot. Yunnan Cheng, I'm so hot. Just as she was thinking about it, Sheng Anran suddenly raised one leg and straddled Yunnan Cheng's leg. There's something wrong with that drink. Yunnan Cheng's face changed. Before he could push her legs away, her hands came up and hugged his shoulders directly. With a push, she sat on him, hugged his face. Yunnan Cheng's throat was so hoarse that he almost got angry. He put his hands on her bare shoulders but was unable to stop the friction of his lower body. The corners of Yunnan Cheng's mouth twitched, and he managed to squeeze out a few sounds from between his teeth. Wait a minute, we're going to the hospital. Yunnan Cheng was so irritated that he wanted to open the car window and throw her out, but she got excited, sniffed, hooked her arms around his neck, twisted her body. When she twisted her body, Yunnan Cheng felt his lower abdomen tighten and he actually responded. Sheng Anran, wake up! His voice was a little heavy and hoarse, and he pressed her waist to stop her from moving. However, she was completely unaware that there was anything wrong with her actions. She leaned down and pressed her lips to Yunnan Cheng's neck, as if only in this way could the raging fire in her body be extinguished a little. As their ears rubbed against each other, Yunnan Cheng's face was tense, and the hands that were holding her waist were a little stiff, as if he didn't know what to do. Yunnan Cheng's suppressed voice came from the back seat. The anger that Yunnan Cheng had been suppressing before could no longer be suppressed at this moment. He turned from passive to active, and his big hand slid down her waist and said, I remind you, this is your choice, 1. Sheng Anran's eyes were hazy, as bright as if stained with 3 parts of moonlight, and she looked at him innocently, like a frightened deer. Yunancheng felt his heart pounding much faster than usual. Yunancheng obviously didn't expect that she would treat him like this and was stunned. For a moment, he was on guard and watched her face enlarge in his eyes, and then his hot lips pressed against her.